Whether it's crossing the finish line of a race, nailing a dismount from the beam, or maybe just a silly cannonball into the pool, our kids are in constant motion. And we want to capture those whirlwind moments in photos. My next guest says those split seconds of life are easy to document when you know where to focus. Photographer and sports mom Jess Kettle is here to help us capture those shots with ease. Don't you love that sports mom was a part of your professional
I
resume right there?
From athlete to sports mom, right?
I love it. Well, you were an athlete.
Yes.
You're now capturing your little athletes, and we do want to freeze frame those action-packed moments.
Yes, it's a tricky technical thing to do, but once you get the hang of it, it's so much fun.
What do you love about action shots, Jess?
I feel like you spend so much time when your kids are little capturing like them in their element, which is at home and with you.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to continue to capture your kids' real lives, a lot of times that's sports and it's action stuff.
Yeah, You're going to help us achieve these photos with 4 things to consider. And this is whether you're on a phone or like a fancy DSLR camera. First, you say freeze motion with shutter speed. Break that down for us, shutter speed.
Yes, I think the hardest thing for most people is to get the action shot without motion blur, you know?
Yeah.
When it's like you're seeing, nothing's really sharp, everything's kind of moving in the photo.
Just a wisp of line
And
of
so
color.
what we want to prioritize is shutter speed, which this is techie, hang with me for a second.
I'm
but
here.
Basically, it's how fast the camera shutter is opening and closing. And really to freeze action and to create the photo, we need to be between 1/400th and 1,000th of a second.
So that's fast.
That's very, very fast, and it's a little bit counterintuitive. So if you're on a camera, you want to either learn to shoot in manual or put it on shutter priority and do that even for the teenagers who are doing like bringing back the 2010 cameras. Do you know about this?
No, are they doing that?
Yes, it's such a trend. You can do shutter priority in those cameras or sports mode a lot of the time, and it'll just help you get that really clean, crisp shot.
But play around, and isn't it beautiful
Yes.
that we can play around? I was trying to explain film to my daughter the other day, and I have never felt more dinosaur in my whole life. Like, we used to have to print them. Well, what if the photo didn't work out, Mom? Yeah, the photo didn't work out. Okay, you got plenty of time to practice that.
Yeah, and then you also want to make sure that because sports are happening so fast, you want to make sure you're using burst mode, which this is any iPhone, any camera will have that option for you.
Will you show us?
Yes, we'll just whip out my phone and show you.
Text right away.
Okay, so you're going to open your camera, you're going to go to photo. We'll just take one.
Yeah.
And you are going to push down on the shutter button and slide to the left.
If I'm moving, you're going to hold it?
Yes.
Okay.
And you just push and slide.
I'm moving, I'm jumping.
And you have to do it pretty quick, otherwise it'll just record.
Yes.
And then you'll have a burst of, I just took 18 photos all at one time. And then you can select it, open up, choose your favorites, and keep just those. And it's just a really easy way to make sure you're not missing the perfect shot.
So one of those will nail the moments that you want to grab. Okay, next you say we need to consider focus and tracking.
Yes.
I've never heard the word tracking associated with photography, so I'm all ears here.
Yes. So tracking is how you're most typically going to shoot action shots, and that is you're moving your camera, you're moving your body, you're focusing on your subject and following them around.
Oh, you're physically tracking the camera. Got it. Okay.
And more often than not, that's how you're going to do it, but it's pretty tricky on a DSLR. A lot of the newer cameras have really great technology where they're able to track like just an eye or focus on humans, and it'll make it a lot easier. iPhones naturally do a little bit better of a job at that.
So move your phone along the line of motion.
Following the person.
Click, click, click.
Click, 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 click.
These are amazing. Look what you've been able to grab, though. Come on, right down to the pointed toe. That's amazing. Is that Lucy?
That is not. That's one of her teammates.
One of her teammates.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, you have a trick for us when it comes to framing and composition.
Yes. So this is also kind of ties in with tracking a little bit. What you can do is you can either follow your subject, or when you have learned to kind of anticipate where you're going. It's the same as soccer, where they're like, go where the ball is going, not where the ball is. You want to do that with your photography as well. So a lot of times I'll set up my shot. I know where my athlete is going to be entering the frame, and I'll make sure my composition is perfect, and I'll just wait for them to enter the photo instead of tracking them the whole time. And it's a great way to get those really powerful dynamic shots. And then also you just want to get creative. Once you have the technical down, you want to get really low, get high, zoom way in, zoom way out, and just see what you get. And it's fun to get kind of those more creative shots.
These are amazing. Look what you've captured. And they probably love it. They're probably so proud when they see what comes out of Mom's camera roll.
It's very fun. And it's a way, it like kind of lets you in the door a little bit with your kids and their friends in a way that you can't, like you're offering something for them that they're going to actually value.
A little dangling carrot, a gift
I'm
they're
like,
so
yes,
excited to
let me
grab.
hang out with you guys.
Lastly, and something we may not think of, you say look for the moments in between the action.
Yes, as much as we all love those really dynamic, money shots that we get in sports photography, when I look back on my own athletic career and when I consider what matters most to my kids, I think more often than not, it's about the teammate interactions.
Yeah.
It's about the relationship you have with your coaches. It's about the excitement. And it's really like, that's what tells the story of playing sports, is the moments before and after a routine, the celebration. It's like you have a couple of maybe really strong actual sports memories, but I think for the most part, these are the things that matter the most.
And these still evoke what? Action and energy and emotion in their own way, but you're right, they're the moments that you want. So you can feel the elation in that hug right there, but they're the moments you want to remember that surround those power-packed motion movement moments.
And a good little tip is just to remember to not put your camera down too fast. I do this all the time.
Okay.
You want to be shooting before, and then before you go to check if you got the shot, just leave your camera up a little bit longer. And that's how you get some of these really sweet high fives and excited expressions. But
isn't that funny, the lingering? I just did a podcast interview the other day, and it was the PS when we thought we were done.
Yes.
That was the best part of the conversation.
Yes.
It's the PS snapshot that ends up being the best. It's the lingering moments.
It really is.
You're so great. You're so good at what you do. So thank you for taking time to teach us. Where can we see more of your work?
You can find me on Instagram at Jess Kettle, or you can look at my photo editing presets at jessicakettle.com/presets.
Her presets save me. They make me look like the professional photographer I want to be. So we'll link you over to her website so you can check those out, download those, and get the Jessica Kettle touch on your own photography too. Thanks again, Jess. Happy summer.
Thank you.